Before this video starts, I've noticed I have a lot of new people on my channel. Welcome. If you aren't already, you should definitely subscribe. Anyway, moving on to the story for today. So when I was in first grade, I was a really ADHD kid in school. I talked to everybody, but when it came down to like quiet time, one of those situations where the teacher's like, next little motherfucker talk, it's a week of ISI. I knew to shut the fuck up and not to let it be me to go to ISI. I was gonna make sure it was someone else that goes to ISI, not me. Just to give you an idea of how I was in school, here is a picture of me from show and tell in kindergarten. You can tell from this picture that I did not fuck with nobody. Okay, so fast forward about a year after this picture was taken, I'm now in first grade. I don't know how y'all schools were, but our first grade had a bunch of like different workstations set up for like different groups of kids, and we would all like switch throughout the day and go to a different workstation with another teacher. They weren't really workstations, they were more like desks, like really weird shaped desks, but we were all huddled around this desk shaped like a D, and our teacher was at the long side of the D and all the kids were around her, and that really sounded like I was describing a porn scenario. But anyway, when you think of Southern Karen, the picture in your brain was literally my teacher. Like whatever you're thinking right now, that's the teacher I had. There were also 0 black kids in this class, which means she either didn't choose any black kids to be in her class, or I went to a super racist school. Those are honestly both up for grabs as an answer to that question, but it defines her as a person nonetheless. So we were finishing up this assignment. I don't know what the fuck it was, but you know, back in first grade, every assignment you do, you get an A or an S, which is like 100, just for writing your name at the top. And she was like, okay, hand in your pencils, you terrible children. And I was so fucking confident, dude. For some reason, I was so confident handing this pencil back in. But whenever I handed the pencil to her, I let go as soon as it reached her. I was like, I did this. I either had terrible aim or she had auditioned for the Matrix a couple years ago, because I missed her completely and it hit the blackboard and it made this loud ass noise like, and she turned around and saw it hit the board and she was like, who threw that? And I'm just sitting here like, holy I did not mean to do that. And like I did not mean to do that at all. Like I'm just sitting here like I committed a minor act of terrorism on my teacher. And I'm just thinking, okay, maybe my classmates won't rat me out. Like maybe nobody saw that. Maybe I'm just in a simulation. Nobody saw that. That didn't happen. What happened next, I didn't expect at all. They all said my name, Aaron. I thought everybody in the fucking world probably thought I was a bad kid at that point. She got so mad at me once she figured out who it was, and I was like speechless. I'm sitting here like, how do I explain? I just accidentally threw a fucking pencil at my teacher. Like, how do I? She's old as fuck. She's not gonna realize. She's not gonna understand. She's mean as hell. No, I'm gonna get in trouble for something I didn't mean to do. And back in that time period, everyone, I don't know if you guys remember, everyone had like a card with their name on it, and behind the card were 5 colors, and the more you acted up and got in trouble, the more your teachers would tell you to move your color to like blue, yellow, orange, red, or purple. And it got worse and worse as the colors got darker, I guess. And purple's like the worst, and blue is like the most lenient, I guess. It's like a warning. Well, she told me to go to yellow, which is like 10 minutes of recess detention, and that pissed me off. Were you there whenever I threw a pencil at Miss?
Yes,
dude, I did. You actually remember that?
Yeah, because I remember we got in trouble the same day for sticking pencils in the ceiling.
I didn't put one in the ceiling.
I did.
Simone, what do you think about that, huh? What do you think about that? Do you think I should be punished by the bourgeoisie? Tell them. What do you think? What do you think, huh? Ah! She told me I'm lucky that it missed her and that she didn't end up in the hospital. And I'm just like, bro, I'm 7 years old. That shit missed you by a mile. You're lucky I wasn't even trying to throw that pencil at you, because you would be in the hospital. You wouldn't even been able to say anything. Those paramedics would be right outside the door waiting for it. Like, Aaron's about to murder another teacher with a pencil. He's about to pull a John Wick before John Wick was even a thing. I mean, then again, I probably would have ended up in juvenile detention, but that's beside the point. I did so much accidental shit like that as a kid, just in that one year of school, first grade. I guarantee you all my punishments came from just complete misunderstandings. The same year, we went to a pizza place for a field trip. I think everyone in first grade went on this field trip, but my dad came along because parents were able to go on these field trips. For some reason, as soon as we got there, he gave me a pocket knife. As soon as we got to the pizza place, like, yeah, it's a good idea. Yeah, I'm just gonna give my son a pocket knife. He's not gonna show it off to anyone. He was like, don't show anybody this. And I was like, okay. So the minute after he gave me it, I got back in the line to go inside, and my buddy Chance, who's actually in my videos, and I still talk to this day. Hi, Chance. I told Chance, dude, look at what my dad just gave me. And Chance reacted the complete opposite way of what I thought he was going to react. He was like, teacher, teacher, teacher. Oh my God, teacher. And I'm like, oh, awesome. I'm about to get charged with trying to blow up the pizza place with a 2-inch pocket knife. And she turns around and gives me the most angry look in her eye that I've ever seen in anybody. And she holds her hand out and she's like, give me that. And I'm like, okay. So I gave it to her and I started crying. I'm like, okay, I guess I'm a terrible child after all. Maybe I am just a fucking terrorist and maybe I deserve it. And I went to my dad and I cried to him about it and I told him what happened. After he like told me not to do that. He told me not to show anybody, even though I don't know, maybe I thought Chance wasn't gonna fucking do that. He was like, don't worry, I'll talk to your teacher about it. So I sat down with my friends and ate my little pizza, and about 5 minutes later I overheard my name and I looked behind me and my dad and teacher are talking in a corner and looking at me saying, yeah, he's a good kid. And I'm like, yep, that's me. I'm a good kid. The kid with the master plan to slice up the pizza place. And after we finally left the pizza place, my dad said he got it back, but he told me that he's gonna hold on to it, which I'm like, okay, maybe you should have fucking done that in the first place. But dude, I got put in so many situations that weren't even my fault, but I had to take the blame because I was a fucking kid and nobody's gonna believe me over an adult. I didn't learn a lesson at all from any of these situations, just that sometimes life wants to put a fucking log up your ass and you gotta deal with it. If you enjoyed these 2 stories, leave a like. I have a couple videos on the way other than this one, so stick around for those. And it's been 12 a.m. and I'll see you in the next one.